Everyone thought the house had been empty. It stood at the end of the street, quiet, almost forgotten. No cars in the driveway, no lights at night, no signs of life. Just a structure, sitting there, watching. At least, that's what people believed. The neighborhood itself was the kind of place where nothing unusual ever happened. Families had lived there for years. Children grew up playing on the sidewalks. Neighbors knew each other's routines. Everything was predictable. Everything was safe. But the house at the end of the street never quite fit in. It wasn't abandoned, not officially. But no one could remember the last time they had seen anyone go in or come out. At first, it didn't bother anyone. Because it's easy to ignore something when it doesn't directly affect you. But over time, people started noticing small things. Not obvious things, subtle things. The kind of details your brain tries to dismiss. Like the fact that sometimes, late at night, there was a light. Not always, not every night, just occasionally. A faint glow coming from one of the upstairs windows. At first, people assumed it was nothing. Maybe someone had finally moved in. Maybe they just hadn't noticed before. But there was something strange about it. The light never moved. It didn't flicker. It didn't change rooms. It didn't turn on or off like a normal light. It just appeared and then disappeared. Days would pass with nothing. Then suddenly, it would be back. Always in the same window, always at different times. And always when no one was expecting it. That's when the conversation started. Quiet ones, between neighbors, short comments, half jokes. Did you see the light again last night? I thought that house was empty. Maybe someone's staying there. But no one ever went to check. Because deep down, no one really wanted to know. Weeks passed, then months. And the house remained the same. Silent, still, watching. Until one evening, something changed. It started with a sound, a low noise, barely noticeable. A scraping sound. At first, it was easy to ignore. Just background noise, something you could blame on anything. Wind, pipes, old wood settling. But it kept happening. Again, and again, and again. Always coming from the same direction. The house. People began to notice, not all at once, but gradually. A neighbor walking their dog, someone taking out the trash, a late-night window glance. They would hear it, pause, listen, and then convince themselves it was nothing. Because it's easier to dismiss something strange than to confront it. But the sound didn't stop. It became more frequent, more noticeable. And then, it changed. It wasn't just scraping anymore. It sounded like something being moved. Dragged. Slowly, across the floor. That's when people stopped ignoring it. Not openly, not directly. But the feeling spread. People avoided looking at the house, avoided walking near it, avoided talking about it. Because the more attention they gave it, the more real it became. And then, something else happened. The front door opened. Not wide, not dramatically. Just enough just a small movement. But it was enough, because someone saw it. A man walking home late at night, tired, distracted, until something caught his attention. The door, slightly open. He stopped, looked, waited. Nothing. No movement, no sound. Just the door. He stood there for a moment, trying to decide if what he was seeing was real. Then, slowly, he kept walking and didn't look back. The next morning, the door was closed again. Perfectly, like nothing had ever happened. But now, people were paying attention. And once you start paying attention, you start seeing more. That same day, someone noticed something new. The window. The same window where the light used to appear. There was something different about it. It wasn't the light this time. It was movement. Not clear, not defined. Just a shadow. Standing there. Still. Watching. And then it moved. Not quickly, not suddenly. Just enough to confirm it was real. That's when everything shifted. The house wasn't empty. It never had been. And whatever was inside had been there the whole time. That night, no one slept comfortably. Curtains stayed closed, doors stayed locked, lights stayed on, and the house remained silent. Until the sound returned. But this time, it was louder, clearer, closer. The dragging sound echoed through the street. And then it stopped. Suddenly. Completely. The silence that followed was worse. Because silence means something is finished. Or something is waiting. The next day, the police were called. Not because of one thing, but because of everything. The light, the sounds, the door, the shadow. It had all added up. And now, someone needed answers. When the officers arrived, they didn't expect much. Probably nothing, just another misunderstanding. But as they approached the house, something felt off. The air was different. Heavy. Like stepping into a place that didn't want you there. They knocked. No response. They knocked again. Still nothing. And then they opened the door. Slowly. Carefully. The inside of the house was darker than it should have been. Not just unlit. Dark. Like the light didn't belong there. They stepped inside. And immediately, they felt it. The smell. Faint, but undeniable. Something wasn't right. They moved further in, room by room. Everything looked normal. Too normal. Like clean, organized, undisturbed. But no signs of anyone living there. No food, no personal items, no traces of daily life. And yet, someone had to be there. Because something had been moving. And then, they found it. A door. Not hidden, not locked. But somehow overlooked. It led downstairs. Into darkness. They hesitated. Just for a moment. And then they went down, step by step, into the unknown. The air grew colder, heavier, each step louder than the last, until they reached the bottom. And what they found made everything worse. The room was larger than expected. Too large. Filled with objects. Boxes, dozens of them. All lined up. Perfectly arranged. Each one labeled. Carefully. But the labels didn't make sense. Dates, numbers, symbols. And then they opened one. And everything changed. Inside was something that shouldn't exist there. Something that didn't belong. Something that explained the sounds, the movement, the light, everything. But even then, something still didn't make sense. Because one of the boxes had a label, a date. And that date was tomorrow. Which meant whatever had been happening wasn't over. It was still happening. And maybe it was never going to stop. Because as they stood there, trying to understand what they were looking at, they heard it again. The sound, dragging. But this time, it wasn't inside the room. It was coming from upstairs. If you made it this far, you already know something isn't right. So tell me, what do you think was inside those boxes? And if you think this story ends here, you're wrong. Because whatever was inside that house was never meant to stay there. And maybe it already left.